E for MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose if you're playing this game. It's not quite 11 o'clock. Looking at a couple of charts, we've got the NQ, noticing some supports, noticing some relationships. And now, of course, we want to also keep an eye on the E-mini. We're just doing a few different ideas for traders. And my suggestion, we said on a pullback, make sure that you are paid first by 94.75 and then get paid for absolutely positively by 92s. And this is a reactionary trade, and we've said before, sometimes you don't have much choice but to play a reaction to a move. And Brian, you see what I'm talking about now with the idea of spreading your trades out rather than doing business all in one area? So now we've got a new frame, and we also know what the RTH frame is. So if you were short and had a trailer and were just playing your trailer, then you get to take advantage of this trade. It's a 5-minute Globex chart. And we said, don't get too overconfident longs because you're not out of the woods. There's a perfect scenario today, the way that the boys have set this up. Range type trade. Fast up, chop, 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 boom. And this is still whack-a-mole so far until and unless we take out the low. So in the 2-day range for the NASDAQ, we can see the Z pattern in play. We can see the highs, we can see the low, we can see the bounce to the pipe. And we can see that the clear resistance so far that has not been able to get broken was this breakdown right here. Kind of an important area. So for you guys that are trading the NASDAQ, these just use the same ideas we're applying to the E-mini and say, okay, so let me look for these areas. That's got to be current resistance. And you want to look at your pipe and understand this pipe right here, that low, this support low, till that goes, that's in control. You know, in the news spike, this is a 1, 2, third time through trade. So shorts have to undo this third time through if they want any more penetration. So all the things that we do with the E-mini, you can do with the NASDAQ or anything else. And for guys like Don and Brian that like to trade the NASDAQ or anything else, just set them up same way. Just take your charts and set up a new workspace. And my suggestion, do this first before you do your spreadsheets, because then the values will jump right out at you for the different metrics. Moment of truth. Anybody short NASDAQ, you want to get paid right in there in that 10. Good fortune below. It looks to me like we may be making a triangle. Lower highs and higher lows from down here. You know, the tools they use to analyze one market, you know, you want them consistent. You want to be able to go to any other market and say, okay, that's what it looks like. Just using the same type ideas. and click of a button. Should be able to reduce it to something meaningful. All right, we know we're coming back into the middle. 456 backwards. So don't complicate this business. Use your, whatever you're using to analyze, you should be able to use in multiple ideas. And I say keep it simple. And you don't have to trade everything out there. Find one vehicle or two that you like and get to know them intimately. Should be paid for sure, 05. If you are short. It's about what, 20 beans. It's like a bot type trade, right? Look at all the tails up here. And I said, today is two-way day, clearly. There's a 1 minute chart. There's a 2. Anybody that's coming back into the 89s, if you've got a trailer for that 88 test, stops down. Great swing. Two-way day. Absolutely positively. And we are hitting 456. This is a perfect idea of you don't have to get yourself exposed to news. We had the O2s as our resistance zone. We said, right, anybody had 98 to 99 paid for sure, using O2s from leftover from yesterday as our resistance. Fast up, fast down. And I'm still not calling for a break of the lows. Could happen, but I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking two-way day. This is a great whack-a-mole. And look how much time is spent right here in that 96 to say 94 range. Not much at all, either direction. Boom. Angels and demons. $91. Back here, this is a payday for sure, coming into 91 to 92. Said multiple entries probably needed for short side today. There's our bigger look on this channel. It's an important rejection in this box. Longs need to get up there and keep it there for more upside. And obviously the 2780 area, very important support, basis this chart. Whack-a-mole so far. And minor shakeout of the lows. Longs to win today have to get it above 95 and keep it there. Yeah, stays low. And we're taking a look. This is a double bottom, really, right? Marginal low type low. Still relying on these lows back here, the 80 to 82 as support. That breaks, another story. And these bots are pretty accurate, really. Looking at angels and demons. If we get a shakeout of a bar, then we need to reestablish an angel. And pretty tight range, but just looking at RTH, this tells us just how important yesterday's low is, because that's turned out to be the RTH middle of the angels and demons. And that's one of the reasons why I plot plot that. And as we've talked before, that shows us our symmetry. It almost tells you when it's a good time to abort a trade and become conservative. It won't work forever, but it's going to work often, and certainly the first few times it will. Right? Like, because yesterday's low, we got a symmetry idea. Right? From yesterday's low, equidistant to the high and the low, which tells you range. And that's why you want to be careful when you see symmetry. It tells you, wait a minute, don't jump in here and short. This may be the end, the completion of a move. And then we come right back into the middle. Brian, does this make the case for what I said, that don't do everything in one location? The fade a push, or if we get a pullback, then buy the pullback? Does that make that case? Does that make sense? And that's the purpose of trying to understand how you can take something out of the market without doing everything here, chop, chop, chop. You don't have to catch this move down. You can try to guesstimate where it's going to end. And if it breaks and it starts down and you think you're going to come back and retest the 92s and you get out, then you can stay sidelines and take a guess and say, all right, I'm going to use 87 and 88 as my support and try to buy the double bottom and see if we can't get a reaction to come back in for the 456 trade. Come back up and do retests, especially when you note fast moves, because generally they're going to come right back through them. And this is not going to work every time, but certainly this is the idea of a day trader looking for opportunities. Anybody that's long side, take a look at where traders got beat. This is a retest. And so far, that scene of the crime is holding, that 85 and a half scene of the crime that's been retested. So now we've had a marginal break, trapped a few shorts. We've got a few longs who, if they overstayed, they gave back a lot of what they had, and we've come back into the harmony area, which basically is this 92 to 93, and then this 96, 97 area up here, so which is the close. So anybody that is trying to take pieces of these swings, you try to get your first couple points and then let a trailer go for a little bit, and don't be a pig. We said probably a two-way day. So far, that's playing out. Bingo. Anybody long side, Back in here, 96 to 97 and good fortune above. Boys are killing anybody who's looking for big breakouts right now. Anybody who took the long side trade. Now, a lot of support built up. Trailer is all above 96. And we still have, even on a marginal break, we still are using O2s. If O2s get beat, then the O5 is potential. But I say keep things small in terms of your expectations.